Assalamualaikum, good evening and happy National Day. You're now with me, Yusuf Shukri for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. An Israeli airstrike on Yemen's capital, Sana'a, on Thursday had killed Houthis Prime Minister Ahmed Ghalib al-Rahawi. The group confirmed the news late Saturday, while also reported that the attack had killed several ministers as well as injuring others. Activists headed for Gaza to supply aid for Palestinians met with the press before departing. Its main objective, beside delivering the aid, is to establish a humanitarian corridor so that more aid can be channeled. One more for the books. Sarawak is said to be the first state in ASEAN to export hydrogen to another country. More details coming up right here on Nightline. Sarawak is set to make history as the first state in ASEAN to export hydrogen to a neighbouring country, with the inaugural shipment of the green fuel to Singapore scheduled to begin this year. Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said the export will be carried out in the form of magnesium hydride or solid hydrogen, which can be compressed and later released as gas once it reaches Singapore. And this achievement, he added, positions Sarawak as a regional leader in green energy, in line with the state's role as recognized in the recent 26th Malaysia-Brunei Annual Leaders Consultation.
Tuan-tuan dan puan, insya-Allah pada tahun ini kita mula mengeksporkan hidrogen ke Singapura, iaitu dalam bentuk magnesium hydride, iaitu dalam bentuk solid hydrogen yang boleh dikompres menjadi hidrogen apabila sampai ke Singapura. This is the first hydrogen being exported by one country in ASEAN to another country.
Abang Johari also expressed hope that the ASEAN Power Grid APG initiative will be seriously discussed by regional leaders during the 47th ASEAN Summit in Kuala Lumpur this October. He added that Sarawak is targeting to generate 15 gigawatts of green energy by 2035, part of the efforts to establish the state as the battery of ASEAN and attract more investments into green industries. On Friday, it was reported that Sarawak will export its first green hydrogen molecules to Singapore in solid form using metal hydride hydrogen storage technology MHX, developed by Hydrexia Holding Limited in partnership with SEDC Energy Sendirian Berhad. Meanwhile, Hydrexia Chairman and CEO Alex Fang said the reusable MHX storage container can safely be transported at ambient pressure and temperature while meeting the highest purity requirements. Currently, SEDC produces up to 150 kilograms of green hydrogen daily at the Darul Hana H2 plant using proton exchange membrane PEM electrolyzer technology.
Sarawak is making big move this September with the launch of another AI-based device in UK. This marks a new milestone for the state as a technology creator capable of adding value to its resources and industries. Abang Johari said this new device is a continuation from Katek AI, the world's first edge AI power converter developed by Sarawak Microelectronic Design SMD in collaboration with CSA Catapult UK.
Kita ada pelantar AI, pelantar ada yang satu lagi generasi yang diciptakan oleh pihak kita SMD bersama dengan Catapult UK. Maka pelantar ini akan menambah nilai kepada apa disebut sebagai AI chip, power chip. Akan saya lancarkan oleh semata.
The new AI device represents Sarawak's vision to become a founder of technology rather than just a user, as well as to add digital value to its natural resources. Unlike a prototype, Abang Johari stated the device is an upgraded AI-based power chip designed to support Katek AI functions. This achievement demonstrates how Sarawakians have stepped into AI, green technology, e-commerce and smart farming, driven by innovation, reinforcing the state's position as a digital leader in the region. Previously, Abang Johari launched Katek AI in Cardiff, Wales last April, which is now awaiting intellectual property IP registration before commercialization with industry partners. The 2025 state-level National Day celebration in Sarike highlighted the spirit of unity among Sarawak's diverse communities. Minister of Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, said three historic dates, namely the Sarawak Day, National Day and Malaysia Day, form the foundation of Sarawakians' identity and stand as proof of the state's long journey in the formation of Malaysia.
Ketiga-tiga hari ini bukan saja memperkukuhkan kesedaran sejarah dan jati diri anak Sarawak, tetapi juga menjadi asas kepada perpaduan dan keharmonian yang kita nikmati pada hari ini.
Fatimah further added that Sarawak's ethnic, cultural and religious diversity is not a barrier, but instead the state's true strength. As such, she urged the younger generation to continue striving for peace and harmony for the betterment of the state and the nation at large.
Bagi pelajar-pelajar di sekolah ini,
Onto our headlines. An Israeli airstrike on Yemen's capital Sana'a on Thursday had killed Houthis Prime Minister Ahmad Ghalib al-Rahawi. The group confirmed the news late Saturday, while also reported that the attack had killed several ministers as well as injuring others. Houthi Chief of Staff Muhammad Abdul Karim al-Ghamari vowed that such attacks will not go unpunished. Following Thursday's attack, the Houthi group vowed to continue its strikes against Israeli targets in support of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. And since November 2023, the Houthis have launched missile and drone strikes on Israeli targets and targeted commercial shipping in the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden and Arabian Sea in support of Palestinians in Gaza, where nearly 63,400 people have been killed. Over 200,000 are feared dead under the ruins, while 100,000 others were reported missing. Meanwhile, activists headed for Gaza to supply aid to Palestinians met with the press before departing. Among the notable figures on the mission are Greta Thunberg, who was previously detained by the IDF during her previous flotilla mission, and Irish actor Liam Cunningham.
Our aim is very clear. We aim to set sail with dozens of boats to deliver humanitarian aid, to break Israel's illegal and inhuman siege, open up a humanitarian corridor and then deliver more aid. If Israel once again decides to violate international law and prevent humanitarian aid from getting into Gaza, our plan B is to come back even bigger. As simple as that.
It's a shameful period in the history of our world. And we should be collectively ashamed, and we need to get up and stop this as soon as we possibly can.
Leading the team is Saif Abu Kashek, organizer of the Global Sumut Flotilla mission, who clearly stated that the mission is not simply delivering aid, but as resistance towards oppression. Yasmin Ashar, a German human rights activist, also echoed the same sentiment.
This is not a sea mission for us. It is putting the basis for a global solidarity movement that will stand against oppression wherever it is.
And we demand the lift of the siege, and we demand that aid gets in immediately, and we demand that Israel is sanctioned.
Now, a U.S. appeals court has ruled that many of President Donald Trump's tariffs, which have disrupted global trade, were unlawful but allowed them to remain in effect temporarily while the case moves toward the Supreme Court. In a 7-4 decision, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit upheld a lower court's finding that Trump exceeded his authority by using emergency economic powers to impose broad tariffs. Despite the ruling, the judges permitted the duties to stay in place until mid-October, giving the administration time to pursue further legal action. The decision delivers a setback to Trump, who has used tariffs as a central economic policy tool. It also raises uncertainty about trade agreements reached with key partners, including the European Union, and leaves open the question of what would happen to the billions of dollars collected under the tariffs if the Supreme Court ultimately rules against him. However, the case does not affect separate tariffs targeting specific sectors such as steel, aluminium, autos, and other imports. Chen Tang-ji and To Yi-wei, Malaysia's mixed double, gave the nation a perfect gift to commemorate the 68th National Day by winning gold at the Badminton World Federation BWF World Championships held at the Adidas Arena, Paris tonight. And this marks Malaysia's first world title in the mixed double category, with the best achievement in 2006, achieved by Koo Kian Kiat and Wong Pei Ti when they reached the semi-final milestone. The pair, ranked world number 3, gave a stunning performance of power and finesse, overcoming world number 2 Jiang Tenbang and Wei Yaxin 21-15 and 21-14 in 40 devastating minutes to hand Malaysia its first gold medal in the event. The Malaysians, buoyed by shouts of Merdeka, were in an inspired mood, mixing power, precision and patience to send the mighty Chinese pair packing, with Yi-wei masterful at the net and Tang-ji at his leaping best at the backcourt. What made the victory all the more satisfying is that the pair never once flinched, despite going into the match with a 1-3 record against the Chinese pair, including a loss at the Japan Open last month. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim, as well as notable figures including Minister of Communications Dato' Fahmi Fazil and Minister of Youth and Sports Hannah Yeoh, showered the pair with praises for the historic win. Police have detained a local woman who attempted to attack the Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, on the main stage during the official state-level National Day celebration in Ipoh earlier today. Perak Police Chief Dato' Nur Hisam Nordin said preliminary investigations revealed that the woman had a history of psychiatric treatment and was restrained by security personnel after she managed to enter from the side of the stage while the Perak state anthem was being played. The 41-year-old woman also had past records related to drugs, but a urine test conducted today found her negative for any substance. The suspect is currently under psychiatric specialist care. The case is being investigated under sections 325/511 of the Penal Code for attempted grievous hurt. Earlier, while Sultan Nazrin was saluting, the woman suddenly rushed from the back row of guests on the main stage and grabbed His Royal Highness's hand before being subdued by security personnel and escorted out. The ceremony continued as scheduled. Wrapping up the Nightline, following several minor earthquakes that hit areas in Johor, a crack had formed in the ground of a farm in Jalan Buloh Kasab, Batu Dua, Segamat. Researchers promptly made their way to the site for an hour study and carrying out related work. The team was made of geospecialists from the Johor Minerals and Geosciences Department JMG, Met Malaysia and University Technology Malaysia UTM.
The farm owner, Ramla Ishak, was greatly concerned when the crack appeared, but had a sense of relief after the state government and research team had addressed her concerns. Previously, Bernama reported cracks appearing in the farm area located behind the woman's house, which are believed to have been caused by recent mild earthquakes in the district. Ramla was quoted as saying the incident was worrying, as the area around her house had been affected by 5 earthquake incidents, including the latest one yesterday. Concerned that the cracks would worsen in the event of another earthquake, she urged the relevant agencies to take further action and assess the situation. 5 earthquakes were recorded in Segamat, starting at 6:13 a.m. on August 24th, measuring 4.1 on the Richter scale, followed by 8:59 a.m. on Wednesday, 3.2, 7:56 p.m. on Thursday, 2.5, 4:24 a.m. on Friday, 3.4, and 7:29 a.m. yesterday, 2.7 on the Richter scale.
And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching. Good night. Assalamualaikum and Merdeka.